When you're proposing this to an organization and saying, okay, where's your enough, so that you could just then even maybe empower more of what you have here and focus on it more, how do you think that's landing, or how will that land in the future, do you think?
Yeah, it's a great question. And it does play out in some super interesting ways. And I would say organizations are actually, it depends on where you start the conversation. But really, a lot of times I'll just start it by saying, is bigger automatically better? And some companies will say yes. And some companies will be like, no, we don't want to, bigger isn't better. We don't want to be bigger. We want to be the best. And being the best does not mean necessarily being bigger. It may mean being smaller, being that niche boutique firm that is known for doing X better than any large company, and maintaining that edge. It may also be, for example, in this networked world that we live in now, there is a network that's big in and of itself, but it's not all owned by one company. A network is much more resilient and much more nimble and much more diverse than having all of those nodes within one organization. And I think any organization gets that, and they're trying to understand what's their role in a network, because no organization is operating in a silo. And so, you can also look at, it doesn't mean necessarily having the biggest market cap. It means actually being able to outperform some of your peers and competitors on a, per unit basis, per quarter, whatever, lots of metrics we can use there. But, there is that sense of, and I would say, here's where we definitely need to insert a conversation about how your talent and your workers feel about what you do. Because for a company to just be bigger, but not have an organizational culture that, where there's a shared purpose or people who are excited to work there, no amount of more is going to get you there. So it's, we got to come back to this human element of more. And I'm not saying that more is categorically a bad thing. Not at all. I'm just saying what we've done is we've become hijacked into assuming that more is the only option. But in the process, we're making ourselves miserable. And companies, I think the other piece to this too, there are many pieces, but when you ask a company, like, what are they doing about their environmental footprint on the planet, right? They want to grow ever bigger, ever more, but that means an ever greater negative impact on the environment. They have got to be able to reconcile that. And so this is what gets us very quickly into conversations about stakeholder capitalism, about what really matters in terms of your bottom line and how you measure it, et cetera, et cetera. And so I would say, companies do want more of certain things, like they actually want more talent that thrives. They want more goodwill within the community. They want more trust. But that doesn't mean, the more that we typically focus on right now is we want more money. And that's just a proxy for a lot of other stuff. That's not actually what a world in flux is able to support.